Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7.
We are indoors once again today, wrapping up a 4-game series. Cubs baseball on ABC7. Today, the Cubs will try to earn a series split against the surging Miami Marlins. Welcome to Cubs baseball here on ABC7. Jim DeShays and Len Casper, and we're going to jump right into the Honda pitching matchup. The Cubs with Jason Hamill facing a guy they've never faced.
Yeah, the fireballing young right-hander Jose Fernandez goes for the Marlins here this afternoon. Check out what he has done here over his last 5 home starts. He's 4-0 with an .026 earned run average. That's 5 starts, 1 earned run allowed by Fernandez. Jason Hamill, he's been good on the road this year, 4-2 with a .239.
Cubs have dropped 5 of their last 6, but they still have a 10-game lead in the National League Central. They put up 6 yesterday, but dropped it 9-6. They'll try to score more runs against Fernandez. That'll be a tough battle today. Cubs and Marlins coming up. Is being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By Keller Graduate School of Management, learn loud. By State Farm, talk to an agent today at 800 State Farm. By Honda, start something special with a great deal on a Honda, now at your Honda dealer. And by Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Back here in Miami, let's take a look around the ballpark for the State Farm neighborhood fans of the game. Cub fans well represented. Say cheese. And that will take us into JD's Mercedes-Benz keys to the game.
Well, obviously you have to neutralize big Justin Bour. He's been swinging the bat very well. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs in this series. He's batting .481 over his last 9 ball games with 4 home runs. Make contact, that's a tall order against Jose Fernandez. He has the highest strikeout rate in all of baseball. Got to find a way to put the ball in play, make some things happen. And when you're up against an ace like that, you got to tighten it up. Got to be smart on the bases and play solid defense.
Archie Bell and the Drells would be proud. Got to do the tighten up. Cubs and Marlins, game 4 of this series next. ABC 7 is being brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. By Lakeside Bank, celebrating 50 years of financial strength. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. By new BP gasoline with Invigorate, our best fuel ever. And by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. Today's HD broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Quick look at the NL Central standings brought to you by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. Cubs with a 10-game lead. Cardinals have dropped the first 2 in Seattle. Pirates 3 under, 13 back, only a game and a half ahead of Milwaukee. Cubs starting lineup is brought to you by Southwest. Zobrist in the leadoff spot. Hayward batting second. Bryant, Rizzo, Contreras gets another start in left. Miguel Montero homered yesterday in his return to the lineup. Russell with a 3-run homer in the ball game. Coghlan, the former Marlin. Hamill, the pitcher, batting ninth. Jose Fernandez facing the Cubs for the first time. And a fastball at 93 for a strike. You're going to see a little more heat than that probably as the day moves along.
Yeah, I think he takes on more of a pitch to contact approach early, and then when he needs to dial it up, he can get there. He can get to 98. He's an impressive young man, just 23 years of age. He has struck out 125 batters in 87 2/3 innings.
One and one on the switch hitting Zobrist. Outside for a ball, 2-1. That one at 95. One career loss in this ballpark. It was his first start this year against Detroit. That's it. And he's gone 23 consecutive scoreless innings here at Marlins Park.
Well, when he's not striking you out, somebody's got to catch it. It's brought to you by Comcast Business. Yelich, Suzuki, Stanton cover the outfield. Prado, Echeverria, Dietrich, and Bohr third to first. Jeff Mathis gets the starting assignment today behind the plate.
2-2s hit on the ground softly to second. Dietrich makes the play. And one out. Weather at first pitch brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons. 90 outside, 75 inside with the roof closed. Very comfortable here indoors. Here's Jason Hayward. He was in the leadoff spot the last 2 days. And back in his normal place, batting second here today. Fernandez doesn't waste a lot of time. Oh, 0-2 the count.
The Cubs in that tough position where you want to make him throw pitches to try to work the pitch count, but if you're too patient, he's just going to be working from ahead of you all day, and he's going to strike you out.
Crew chief John Hirschbeck behind the plate. The other three on that list have already called balls and strikes in this 4-game set. National League leader in runs scored with 55, Chris Bryant. Yeah, there are number one pitchers around baseball, and then there are aces with a capital A. The Cubs have one in Jake Arrieta, and Jose Fernandez definitely qualifies for the Marlins. He actually did not start on opening day. It was Wei-Yin Chen.
Yeah, they set their rotation up so that in that second slot, the way their schedule broke, there were some off days that would give him extra rest between starts. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery in 2014.
I want to keep him at about 180 innings this year as he goes 1-2-3 in the first. Jason Hamill when we come back. Marlins starting lineup. Ichiro in for Ozuna. Again, Ozuna battling a little thumb injury. It's Prado, Yelich, Stanton, Bohr, Dietrich, Echeverria, Mathis, and Fernandez. Actually, sore left wrist for Marcell Ozuna. Here's Ichiro against Jason Hamill, and a foul strike.
Jason, a loser last time out. Got beat by the Cardinals 4-3. That was his third loss. 7-3 with a 2.55 ERA. Top 10 in the league in earned run average. League hitting just .218 against him.
In the dirt. These two teams have a lot of outfield depth. And Don Mattingly doesn't love the idea of Marcell Ozuna battling a little day-to-day wrist issue, but he knows he can just plug Suzuki in, as he did last night. That one hit pretty well, but Hayward will run it down.
Cubs defensively is brought to you by Chevrolet, and we'll take a peek. Russell Contreras gets another start in left field. You just saw Jason Hayward make the play in center. Chris Coughlin a start in right this afternoon. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo third to first. Miguel Montero is the backstop today for the big righty Jason Hamill. Cubs have been a little sloppy in this series. A couple costly miscues.
Martin Prado. Ball one, 0 for 7 in the first 2 games. And then yesterday went 2 for 4. Knocked in a run, scored twice.
Very patient hitter, normally takes that first pitch. He may be up there taking a strike in this sequence. We'll see. Maybe get a little more aggressive on a hitter's count. He's 7 out of 19 against Hamill. That's a .368 average with a home run.
Line drive to Hayward. Hard hit balls for outs. And that will bring up Yelich, the left fielder.
Jason faced the Marlins twice last year. Split those decisions and had a 1.98 ERA. Lifetime 2-4 with a 4.09 against the Fish.
On the outside corner, fastball strike. Neither of these starters wastes much time. Get it, throw it. They have a good idea of what they want to do. Hamill gets a sign, and back on an 0-2 is in the dirt. 6'6", 225, Jason Hamill. Major League debut 2006 at Tampa Bay. Pitching for Joe Madden.
Yelich, another very discerning hitter. Doesn't chase many bad balls.
Started 0-2, now it's full. It's Giancarlo Stanton on deck. This is a deep Marlins lineup. Deep breath, here it is. Swing and a miss, inning over. Hamill matches Fernandez pitch for pitch in the first. The Big Friendly Giant in theaters and IMAX 3D everywhere July 1st. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Fernandez, 8 strikes, 11 pitches. Hamill, 6 strikes, 12 pitches, each with a punch out. No base runners and a strike on Anthony Rizzo.
Obviously think the left-handed hitters would have a little better chance of doing some damage against Fernandez. Anthony Rizzo has the highest OPS in the National League against right-handed pitching, 3rd best mark in Major League Baseball.
Joe first saw Jose Fernandez. That's when Joe was managing the Rays. Said the first pitch he threw in the game, he thought to himself, who is this guy?
Electric from there, yeah.
From Cuba, went to high school in Tampa, Florida. Braulio Alonso High School. That one served into right center, and the Cubs have their first hit. It is Anthony Rizzo. Time for the Keller Graduate School of Management statistic.
Yeah, we're talking swings and misses with Jose Fernandez. Highest career strikeout rate all time, minimum of 60 starts. He's the leader of the pack, and his current strikeout rate, you see it at the bottom there, just under 37%. That would be the 3rd best single season ever, behind Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez. And you see, because of the nature of the game now with so many strikeouts, when you go up and down that list, they're all guys who are currently active, and if you go a little deeper down the list, you'll run into Kerry Wood, Mark Pryor. You're not going to find too many guys from the olden days on that list.
Rizzo now with a 7-game hitting streak. Contreras has started his major league career hitting in 7 straight. Playing left field again. He walked twice, doubled in a run yesterday. Joe keeps writing his name into the lineup.
Oof. So 2 breaking balls, a slider and a curveball, and it's just a matter of manipulating the pitch, changing his release point a little bit, make it a little bigger, a little softer if need be. Mostly it's going to be that hard slider to the right-handed hitters. Yeah, he was 15 years old when he defected from Cuba. It took him 4 tries, and after each of the first 3 tries, he spent time in prison. And on the 4th try, his mom fell out of the boat, and he had to jump into the water to save her. And that was kind of the storyline when he got ready to make his major league debut at 20 years of age. Is there, going to be nervous, a lot of pressure? He's like, dude, I've been in prison. I've tried to defect 4 different times. I had to jump into the ocean to save my mom.
The quote was, the only thing I'm scared of are roller coasters and snakes. Everything else after that I'm good about. Those 2 things I don't like. Called strike 3 on a fastball.
I didn't realize Fernandez was as big as he is. 6'3", about 240. Big, strong kid. And there he gets the fastball over the inside corner on Contreras. Well, I think he had a nice night last night, including a home run. Maybe he can catch up to one of these fastballs.
Rizzo at first, 1 out, and Anthony takes off, and now he heads back. Well, he made a quick calculation at some point and realized I'm going to be out by a mile, so I'm going to stop and we'll start this again. He would have been out by 30 feet.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to use one of your timeouts this early in the game.
One and 0 on Montero as Fernandez steps off. Shoots a glance at the base runner. On the ground to the shortstop, Echeverria, and he'll get the out at first. 2 outs. Rizzo at second.
Hey, saw Anthony there with that would-be stolen base. Not a bad idea against a guy like Fernandez. Running on him has been very difficult. Base stealers are 1 out of 6, but you might have to get a little creative, try to create a little offense. Addy's been good lately. 5-game hitting streak, 8 out of 17.
3-run homer yesterday. Been in a bit of a defensive slump. And he went on a hard breaking ball. Still ranks 5th among all major league shortstops in defensive runs saved. And the names ahead of him: Crawford, Ahmed, Lindor, and Cozart. That's it. I think a lot of guys probably shake their head like Addy just did when they're facing Jose Fernandez. And man, what am I going to do now? 0-2. Just try to survive. Fight one off and loop it into the outfield. He'll give the Cubs the lead here. He did not go. Call made at first by Vic Carapazza. The Marlins were headed off the field. Well, he got a break. See if he can take advantage.
Yeah, you get into a game against a guy like Fernandez, and once he establishes that he's got command of his pitches, then you get into that mindset of, well, you just got to battle and hope he makes some mistakes.
And he gets him. With Rizzo stranded at second, still 0-0 early. A scoreless tie. Stanton, Bohr, Dietrich. Curve strike from Hamill. Big series for Stanton. 4 hits, a double, a homer. He's knocked in 5. And he pops it up. Rizzo over near the barrier, and he's got just enough room. Hey, Cub fans, check out the Cubs blog on abc7.com. Brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide agent, serving the area for 38 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Three-game home run streak for Bohr. Grand slam Friday, two-run homer to get the Marlins back in it yesterday. What was it? Neutralize the Bohr?
Tranquilize the Bohr. The best way to do that is to get the jump on him, as Jason Hamill did there. Throw strike one, then expand a little bit. It's very comfortable in the batter's box these days.
So 3-1.
23 home runs last year, a year in which he spent part of the year in the minor leagues. So this looks to be his first full season as a major leaguer.
Clubbed way foul.
They got Kyle Hendricks for a grand slam in the bottom of the first the other night. Straightaway center field. A no doubter, and then off John Lackey last night. Another bomb.
Fastball misses. First base runner for the Fish. Derek Dietrich will stand in. Dee Gordon is serving an 80-game suspension. This came down in late April. Last year's National League batting champ. Led the majors in hits and steals. With a positive PED test, so they'll be without Gordon for a while, and if they make the postseason, he will not be eligible. Out into right center. That's trouble. It's going to one-hop the wall. Bohr to third. Lenny Harris is going to send him. Relay throw late. 1-0 Miami.
Well, it's understandable that you would be cautious with Bohr the way he's been swinging it. So the 3-2 fastball off the outside edge, he was willing to accept his walk, and it pays off as Dietrich whacks that double to the wall in deep right center. Fastball over the plate, down. He went down and got it.
So 1-0. And here's the shortstop, Echeverria. Slider didn't break very much. 1-0. After today, 3 more in this season series. First 3 days of August at Wrigley Field. Well, luck of the draw, right? The Cubs missed Zach Greinke. They missed Clayton Kershaw. Probably a couple of others that
Julio Teheran in the Braves series. Yeah.
They don't miss Fernandez here. The Marlins miss Jake Arrieta. It's kind of the way it bounces. As Zobrist will get Echeverria. Runner at third, 2 outs.
The Cubs are the hottest ticket this summer. Your best option for future games, the weekday games, Monday through Thursday. Very limited availability on weekends throughout the summer. Don't wait. Plan now. Visit Cubs.com.
Well, with JT Realmuto starting the first 3 games, chances were we would see Mathis. And here he is. That's foul. It's not for me to say.
Get the whole
Don Mattingly's going to do
this songbook out.
Right, but I suppose it was too much, too little, too late in some people's minds. There's the 0-1. Hamill's got a cover, and he's there at the bag. That goes 3-1. 1-0 Miami after 2. Business of baseball. Let's get to know Chris Coughlin, back with the Cubs for the second go around. Born in Rockville, Maryland. Rookie of the year with the Marlins in 2009. Cubs reacquired him earlier this month after sending him to the Oakland A's in late February. And guess who's leading off? What a coincidence.
One of 4 Marlins to win the Rookie of the Year award. One of the other ones is the fellow out there on the mound. Fernandez won that award in 2013. Dontrell Willis and Hanley Ramirez also Rookies of the Year.
Changeup. Now you got to think about that one. 97. Power breaking ball and a good change at 89. Got him with the heat.
On Wednesday, July 20th, sit ringside with Joe Madden and Cub players for the second annual Respect 90 main event at the Wintrust Bank Building in Chicago. Several young youth boxers, various skill levels, will take part, as well as a special main event bout. A portion of the proceeds will benefit boxing programs in Chicago's underserved communities. Cubs.com/Madden for tickets, information, buy a table.
Hamill hitting .267 as a pitcher, 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. Little flare, it'll drop. So Hamill is aboard. He came in 4th among all pitchers in batting average. And that average will go up.
Having the magic wand.
So Jake Arrieta's got to get a new tattoo apparently after Coastal Carolina ended TCU's season in the College World Series. Might it be Tommy La Stella?
Yeah, he and La Stella had a wager, and he's got to get the tattoo of the Chanticleer, the Coastal Carolina logo,
or CCU. So
well, you might as well do it. Yeah, you might as well get the Chanticleer. Never mind the initials.
Tommy and Clayton Richard, by the way, heading out for rehab assignments. Both are on the disabled list. So they'll go to Oklahoma City, where the AAA Iowa Cubs will be tomorrow. And are today. Two and one.
Well, let him rough go for Ben here after a month in May in which he hit better than 400. He's below 200 in June.
.406 in May, 197 this month going into today, but a .329 on base percentage in June, so he is still taking his walks. On the year, he's walked 46 times and has struck out only 40 times. No pitch. Zobrist asked for time. Hirschbeck granted it. And then the umpire got out of the way. Pulled to right and deep, but foul.
Great swing of the bat. Got a slider down and in a little bit. Even when he's not getting his hits, he's taking his walks, he's making opposing pitchers work.
Fernandez's motor runs pretty hot, doesn't it?
Yeah, pitches with a lot of emotion.
Quick windup, quick delivery. But imagine if he ever gets out of sorts, it's just maybe going a little bit too fast, but it worked very well for him.
Apparently they had to dial him back in spring training. First session of the spring, he was throwing about 98 miles an hour, and they said, easy, big fella.
So he walks Zobrist. 2 on for Hayward. Watch your source for everything Chicago. ABC 7 Eyewitness News, weeknights at 10 with Kathy Brock, Alan Krzyzewski. Cheryl Burton, Jerry Taft, and Mark Giangreco.
Well, you don't know how many chances you're going to get against a guy like Fernandez. Yeah, a great time for one to fall in for Jason Hayward. He's hit into some tough luck here in this series.
1 for 12 so far this weekend.
Ooh. Look outside from up here.
Cubs still have a 10-game lead in the division. The Marlins are only 3 games out in the East. They're in 3rd. And they're only a half a game out of a wild card spot. Line drive the other way, base hit. Hamill stops at 3rd. They're loaded for Chris Bryant.
Well, a great example of taking what they're giving you. They're just throwing fastballs away to Hayward throughout that at bat. So he just stays on it and pings it to left. Good reach with those long arms. No chance for Hamill to score here.
Cub fans are being heard here in Miami. Marlins will set up a double play depth around their infield. 3 on, 1 out. Trickles away, but not far enough from Mathis. That gets by. Hamill's going to hold.
Fernandez is overthrowing a little bit here. This one backs up on Mathis. It's a bit of a friendly bounce to him. Not a whole lot of room behind home plate here before you get to the backstop. Sense of the humidity in this ballpark. Look at the sweat on the hat of Fernandez.
Fernandez pretty stingy early in his career with the bases loaded. He's only given up 3 hits, 22 at bats, 1 bases loaded walk, and 1 grand slam allowed. 2-1. Three grand slams for Chris Bryant. Two 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2.
Good quick short stroke from Bryant, though, and that's what you need to compete against a guy like Fernandez.
Fly ball to center. Hamill ready to tag. Should be plenty deep enough. Ichiro makes a catch. And we're tied. For that first run for the Cubs, Chicagoland's own eClick Lending will donate $100 to the Pat Tillman Foundation, supporting military veterans and their families.
A good job there by Chris Bryant. We talked in our keys to the game about putting the ball in play, make contact against a high strikeout pitcher. And Bryant able to do that. Good solid approach. It pays off.
And Hamels starting the one-out rally with a single. And he scores that game-tying run. Also tagging Zobrist, so first and third with 2 outs for Rizzo.
We talked earlier about Fernandez and the innings limit that they have on him this year, shooting for 180 by the end of the season. So they'll skip him a couple times throughout the year, and they're obviously going to keep a close watch on the pitch count, and not just total pitches in the game, but innings under duress. And he's having to work awfully hard here in this third inning.
Run ends his home scoreless streak of 25 innings. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Time for the Keller Graduate School of Management. League leaders, month of June. Anthony Rizzo, the OPS leader. Will Myers putting together a great month. All those guys with the Blue Jays. Not surprising to see them on the list.
Yeah, Michael Saunders really ascending. Back-to-back changeups to get started here from Fernandez, and now Mathis wants to talk it over to see where they want to go to try to finish Anthony off. One shot with the high fastball.
Swing and a miss to end the inning, but the Cubs do tie it on the Bryant sac fly.
Farm on this date in 1920. Young Lou Gehrig Jr. in high school hit a grand slam. He was playing for New York City School of Commerce. Hit a grand slam against Lane Tech at Wrigley. This team won 12-8.
Fernandez leads off. In a 1-1 tie. And a ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. Fernandez can swing it a little bit. Career home runs. Hamill gets him. Here's Ichiro.
Yeah, remember he hit that home run against the Braves, I think, and he was really styling it around the bases. And Brian McCann met him at home plate. Created a little bit of a dust-up.
Ichiro with 2,984 career major league hits. So in a few weeks' time, we'll join the 3,000 hit club. Off the other way, Contreras with the slide and catch.
It was more of a catch and a slide.
Catch and a slide.
Didn't need the slide, but
looked good.
He's having fun. That baby.
So 2 outs. Here's Martin Prado. And he hits it foul to right. Sad news. Former Cub All-Star Jim Hickman has passed away at age 79. Gentleman Jim. Part of the 69 club. As Hamill makes quick work of the Marlins in the third, as we remember Gentleman Jim Hickman. Four Wings Casinos, escape the everyday. First time up, Wilson Contreras, a little nod to Jose Fernandez. And, a little later in the at-bat, a little stare down on a foul ball. Contreras intimidated by no one, and I think Fernandez is similar.
I don't think Fernandez was trying to intimidate him.
No.
I think Wilson's just kind of, he's playing a one-man game there. He's just kind of firing himself up. It was funny in his debut when he came in to catch, he was shaking the umpire's hand. Just getting to know everybody.
Fastball is outside. Plays with a lot of exuberance and off to a great start. Just to follow up on the Jim Hickman. 1970, that was the big year. Finished 8th in the MVP voting, made the All-Star team. Comeback player of the year. And in the All-Star game that year, that was the Pete Rose-Ray Fosse collision at home plate. It was his game-winning single to drive in Pete Rose. So
hit 32 home runs that year.
He did. Ball 4.
Nice string of plate appearances here by the Cubs. Last inning and this now with Contreras. Baseball's 2 biggest summer events are back-to-back. The Home Run Derby on July 11th at 7 Central. And the very next night, don't miss baseball's biggest stars at the 87th Annual All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Tuesday, July 12th. Coverage begins at 6:30 Central. It will be heavily populated by Cubs unless there's a big reversal in the late voting.
Quick feet and a slow toss by Fernandez.
His last start was against the Atlantas. He allowed just 1 hit in 7 shutout innings.
Contreras runs, foul tip, and he's tagged out and went out of the baseline. So he almost tried a Rizzo. Realized he was going to be out, hit the brakes, but at that point it was too late.
Yeah, it looks like a busted hit and run play. We'll just keep on going at that point, but it wouldn't have mattered.
Back to the windup. Check swing foul.
Guy behind home plate in the stands there. He must play for the Dolphins. Big dude back there. And is giving the thumbs up to somebody. That guy right there. He looks like a footballer, doesn't he?
Yeah. Swing and a miss, 98 to get Montero. Fernandez picks up strikeout number 6.
Yeah, what a great ability to be able to dial it up to 98 when you need it. To have that extra gear be good enough where you can kind of scale it back and still be dominant and then reach back for a little more.
Strikeout rate About what, 37% going into today?
Yep.
Well, currently today it's 40. He has fanned 6 of the 15 batters he's faced. So Russell bounces out, inning over. Bottom of the 4th, 1-1. High for a ball. 1-1, 4th inning. Two and 0. Steven Strasburg goes to the disabled list with an upper back strain. So that's bad news for a Nationals team that's lost 7 in a row. Yelich with a leadoff single. First time the Marlins put the first batter of an inning on base today. Here's Stanton, and it was a couple of years ago. He hit a rather unique home run in that, I mean, a line shot to the opposite field. It was off Jason Hamill.
Yeah,
It
look where it
barely got
bounced.
off the ground.
Yeah, it's a line drive. When you see a ball on that kind of a trajectory the other way from a right-handed hitter, you think that ball's going to have a little slice, a little fade, and certainly not carry out of the ballpark. But he's a different cat.
So since the start of 2013, the National League leader in home runs has hit 103. And that would be Anthony Rizzo. Stanton and Paul Goldschmidt have 102. Montero can't handle it. Probably a pass ball. Yelich to second.
And Miguel's had a hard time throwing out base stealers, and Yelich can run a little bit. And so they were trying to keep a watchful eye on him, and it becomes moot as that one sails to the backstop and is able to jog into scoring position.
He was behind Stanton as well. Actually, they gave Hamill a wild pitch. And the one that got away from Montero.
Swing looks a little awkward in this series. He's been productive. Like he was sitting breaking ball there.
Old foul into the Cubs dugout. I wanted to note yesterday Joe Madden managed his 1,745th game. Moved him into sole possession of 70th, reaching his uniform number on the all-time list for games managed. Passing the late Don Zimmer. He's a dear friend of Joe's. Stanton takes a called third on a slider.
Good work by Hamill here. Breaking ball catches the outer edge of the strike zone. And gets Stanton. And no advance by Yelich. Very cautious with Bohr last time, and he ended up walking and then scoring on the Dietrich double.
Nearly got away from Montero. The pitch misses by 3 or 4 feet, and it's a fastball. It's really tricky.
Flying open a little bit. The previous one, he went right to the rosin bag. He looked at his hand, so a little moisture there, and I think he lost the grip on it that time, and looked like he just came out of his delivery a little bit. Got a base open here.
Two and one. Nationals and Brewers just underway in Milwaukee. Roark and Nelson the matchup. 2-2. Pete Rose with his number 14 retired in Cincinnati the day after he went into the Reds Hall of Fame. And we will be at Great American Ballpark tomorrow night. Reds lead the Padres 2-0 in the fourth. He's missed high on the pitches that have eluded the zone here in this sequence. 3-2 with Dietrich on deck.
Exclusively fastball so far. And one more time with a heater. And on the hands a little bit.
So Bohr has walked both times. We'll bring up Dietrich, who doubled him in the second. Marlins ending a 10-game homestand. They're off tomorrow. Been a busy inning for Montero. One ball, one strike. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Right-hander Tyler Duffy, perfect through 5 for the Twins today, leading at the Yanks 1-0 as they go to the 6th. Nate Eovaldi pitching for New York.
Ouch.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Bases loaded. Trouble here for Hamill.
Yeah, I was ouching for Hamill more than for Dietrich. I mean, it hurt Dietrich, obviously, gets smoked by a pitch like that, but he had the jump on him. And, tried to bury that slider down and in, trying to get a swing, maybe a rollover ground ball of some sort. Instead, he's got another base runner to contend with.
Echeverria grounded to second. His first time up. Cubs will play for 2 up the middle. Cornermen can throw home, depending.
Lucky he didn't put that one in play. Could have been a double play ball.
"27 years old. Echeverria from Cuba originally, signed with the Blue Jays in 2010. Came over in the huge deal prior to 2013. Anderson Alvarez and Anthony DeSclafani and Yunel Escobar. Mathis, Jake Marisnick. Marlins sent Mark Burley, Josh Johnson, Jose Reyes, and some others. 0-2 is low. Was kind of the we're going to hit the reset button trade.
It's been their MO here. Multiple occasions. Whoa.
Right there, Miggy. Yep. So you want to be a catcher. If you've watched this inning, it may make you think twice.
Yeah, well, Jason, if you were to plot his pitches in this inning, he's had a couple way up, a few scuds, and then one way off the plate that went for a wild pitch. And that one bounces way out in front of home plate, and Miggy's heart rate there just before finding it had to be awfully high.
Yelich at third, Bohr at second, Dietrich at first. 1 out, 4th inning in a 1-1 tie. 2-2. Popped up, not very deep. And Yelich will tag, and he'll hold at third. As Coghlan makes a catch, 2 gone. Big second out for Hamill. Here's Mathis, the catcher. Jeff making his 18th start of the season. And he takes a strike.
Good solid work behind the plate. Has not really done much with the bat in his career. Lifetime 194 coming into play this year.
Ashley and Josh are watching us from the hospital. Ashley is in labor. Good luck. Breathe.
If you have a boy, you can name him Addison or Bryant.
Taro and Hamill will get together. Borzello, the Cubs strategy coach, also the catchers. Does a great job with Chris Bosio. Fours over video. Very diligent staff.
Hoping they're anxious right now.
They're hoping their guy can get out of the inning here. The third. There's Bryant. He'll step on the bag. Forces Bohr. Inning over. They leave him loaded. 1-1. And let's look at the perfect pitch brought to you by Blue Moon.
Well, Fernandez 6 strikeouts here on the afternoon. We've seen a lot of fastballs. We've seen him reach 98 miles an hour. He's got that swing and miss slider. We got Russell with one. He got Riz with 1-2. Chris Coughlin couldn't catch up to the heat. There's that down and in on Rizzo slide ball.
Artfully brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. Blue Moon, something's brewing. Nice job by Jason Hamill to get out of a bases loaded 1-out situation.
Fernandez maybe trying to throw a few more two-seamers now to get some early contact. He normally throws that four-seam fastball, pitch that he can elevate for swings and misses. The two-seamers probably not going to throw as hard. It's going to have a little more run, and the goal there is to be a little more aggressive with it, throw it over the plate, and try to get contact, try to get some ground balls to save some pitches. Handling a young guy like Fernandez, it's not like a jockey with a racehorse. We got to know when to let him run and when to kind of rein him in. If you just turn him loose, he's going to be trying to throw 100 miles an hour from the first pitch of the game, and he's going to wear out, if not blow out. That's the big fear.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Check out the new gold standard for forecasting Chicago weather. Watch live Doppler 7 Max with maximum power. Only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It's got a lot of power. Got power in all fields.
Animal pops foul and out of play. Jason with a single in the third and would eventually score the tying run on the Bryant sacrifice fly.
You see the Met Brave game last night at all?
Kelly Johnson hit the game-winning homer, right?
Yeah.
Extras.
Yeah.
Against his former team.
Just got traded over to the Mets from Atlanta just a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Hamel strikes out. That's 8 for Fernandez. From Disney and the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda comes the critically acclaimed film The BFG. Meet the big friendly giant in theaters and IMAX 3D everywhere July 1st. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Zobrist with 2 outs takes ball 1. Trevor Rosenthal is not the Cardinals closer. Gave it up on Friday in Seattle. So Segrist and Broxton will be used in that 9th inning role for now. One and two.
Fernandez not budging from the rubber. He is ready to go. Good take.
You're our numbers guy. What percentage of major league hitters swing at that pitch?
I would go with 74%.
2 strikes. Yep. Sounds about right. Below. Foul tip, strike 3. Just fanned the side. He's got 9 on the day. And they're tied at 1. Is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. It's good to be a guy. With over 85 Chicagoland locations, find yours at sportclips.com. Fernandez pretty pumped up after striking out the side, and he bats here in the bottom of the fifth. Jason Hamill out of a big jam in the fourth. Fernandez taking all the way 2-0. Fourteenth overall pick in 2011. Jose Fernandez, third high school pitcher. Drafted after Dylan Bundy and Archie Bradley. He laces one to left, and it's going to get to the wall. Contreras will pick it up. Fernandez has a leadoff double.
Well, after working hard in the last inning, the hope was for Jason Hamill to kind of have an easy fifth here, and you thought maybe that would be the case with the pitcher leading off, but Fernandez changes the script a little bit with a leadoff double. We talked about his abilities with the bat earlier. He's one of the better hitting pitchers in the game. Yeah, you think the scouts spent some time watching high school ball in Florida that year with him and Baez, Francisco Lindor, all high school players.
Cornermen in against Ichiro. And the pitch. Bunted foul.
If I'm Don Mattingly, I'm not sure I want Ichiro bunting there. I don't know if I want my pitcher exerting himself, sprinting around the bases.
Will get the job done on a ground out to second. Join ABC 7 starting Monday for Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. with Judy Sue, Terrell Brown, and Tracy Butler. Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. only on ABC 7. Infield will come in against Prado. He was lined out and grounded out. Low.
And so infield not all the way in, about halfway in, just kind of hedging their bets a little bit, forcing Fernandez to make a read. Highly unlikely he's going on contact. Prado, a great guy to have up in this situation from the Marlins point of view because of the high contact rate. Only DJ LeMahieu swings and misses less often in the National League than Martin Prado.
Can't get him to bite on a slider.
That's a good example of his discipline there. That's a chase pitch for a lot of guys.
63rd start for Hamill as a Chicago Cub. Over 2 stints, 3-1. 25 up, 15 down, and a 3.24 ERA.
Yeah, this is, you get into this situation for Jason Hamill, you have to be careful. You're in this close game. You know you're up against a front line pitcher. So sometimes you get a guy in second base or third base, and you start to work out of the zone, trying to pitch away from contact. The risk, of course, if you end up walking Prado, then you got to deal with Yelich with a couple of guys on base.
It's full 3-2.
Well, that's an equalizer for Jason to be able to make that pitch on a 3-1 count.
Fernandez will go back to third as Russell gets Prado. 2 gone. Christian Yelich.
A little low, perhaps.
Yelich, a former first baseman, converted to the outfield after being drafted and signed by the Marlins.
And his first-round pick in 2010. Westlake High School in California. A few players have come out of there. That rings a bell.
Fouled out of play. Mike Lieberthal, product of Westlake High School. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hamill has done his best work with men in scoring position. HR puffin stuff race.
Yeah, sea creature kind of thing.
Right. 1-1 tie as Hayward takes ball one.
Try a lot of things here. The home run feature, the dancing people, the running sea creatures.
That nightclub out there in left.
Yeah.
Next to the visitors' bullpen.
Yes. Different feel here. It's 1 out of 2. Solid single to left. Last time up, Fernandez was working him away with fastball, so he just stayed on one and poked a line drive to left field. What we see from most power pitchers against Jason is elevated fastballs. A lot of times up and in a little bit. They've chosen to work mostly away.
Into center for a base hit. He's 2 out of 3.
Yeah, 2 very good swings of the bat. Solid line drive last time, and likewise here.
Tried to get some runners in motion, some action. And that has not worked, but we'll see if Joe will continue to press the issue. Sac fly by Bryant in the third tied the game. Fouled back.
Well, strikeouts, deep counts here today for Fernandez, and they're probably going to get him out of there 100 to 110 pitches. Looking at his game by game here, he threw 117 pitches at Washington back on May 15th. It's the most he's thrown in a game. Struck out 11 in that ball game. Punched out 13 in 5 2/3 his first start of the year against the Tigers.
And lost. The only time he has lost a game in this ballpark. 0-2 to Bryant. He's got 6 more strikeouts than Jason Hamill, but he's had to work just as hard and has thrown more pitches. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 10.
Sign up for the Cubs baseball summer camps presented by ATI Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 will suit up in Cubs gear, meet a current Cub player during a VIP Wrigley Field visit, and receive top-notch baseball instruction. Evanston and Palatine camps have sold out, but limited spots are still available at the Naperville and Lake Forest location. Cubs.com/kids to enroll.
Here's Rizzo, 1 on, 1 out. And a strike. Indians looking for their 9th in a row, and they've got an 8-2 lead in the 5th in Detroit. Trying to improve to 9-0 against the Tigers this year. They have outscored them now 59-19 in the season series. Side 1-1.
Cleveland now with the best run differential in the American League. Carlos Carrasco shut him out last night. Not really surprising that Cleveland would be good with all that front line starting pitching.
Yankees are on the hit board. Aaron Hicks with their only hit, but they trail the Twins 6-0 in the 7th. Two 2-1 count on Rizzo. Change up, 2-2.
And this is a quality offering here, especially when you've got 97.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Last 5 outs recorded by Fernandez have been strikeouts, all swinging. Time now for the Jeep Out of Town scoreboard. Reds 2, Padres nothing in the 6th. Reds 28 and 47 trying to snap a 4-game skid. Brewers trying to sweep the Nationals. Cardinals trying to avoid a sweep in Seattle. And the Pirates hosting the Dodgers later tonight. Andrew McCutchen. A couple of homers in their win last night. Swing and a miss by Contreras.
Well, they need to get McCutchen going. It's been a rough year for him so far. Boy, Fernandez really has the feel for that slider now. Not to say that he hasn't had the feel for it the entire game, but just of late he's been very precise. Well, this might be a time you think about trying to steal a bag. 2 outs. Right-handed hitter less likely to do damage against Fernandez than Rizzo. That's the other thing, you know, for a big power pitcher, he's quick to home plate.
Fly ball right field. Stanton in now back, shuffling over. And he makes the catch to end the inning. Still 1-1 in the 6th. City Live moves to 1 p.m. Catch all the fun, prizes, and surprises with Chicago's only local talk show, Windy City Live, now at 1 p.m. on ABC 7. Hamill to Stanton, check swing foul. Bottom 6. Cubs need a win to get out of here with a 2-2 split.
Jason left the bases loaded in the 4th, pitched around a leadoff double in the 5th. Maybe he doesn't get the style points that Fernandez has with all the strikeouts today, but we're tied 1-1.
Season ERA 2.31 currently for Fernandez, 2.50 for Hamill. Hamill and Montero keep shaking their head no. See catchers do that. They want that pitcher to shake off, get the hitter to think a little bit.
Key for the pitcher is to make sure you don't always shake to the same pitch. Every time you shake, you end up throwing a fastball, and obviously then guys are going to catch on and sit on that pitch. Understand them going that slider out of the zone. Stanton chases a lot of breaking balls out of the strike zone.
Drilled into right center. Hayward can't get it. It'll get to the wall. Stanton to second. He's going to stop with a double.
Now, nice effort by Hayward out there. This guy's line drives carry like no other hitter in the game. Here's another example of it. Not a whole lot of air under that one, but it still carries a long way. With a great effort, comes up empty, but quickly to his feet to run that one down.
Has kept the Marlins to 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And the 0 for 9 here. Stanton tags on his way. Coughlin's throw. And the relay is late. Runner at third, 1 out. The Bohr flies out, moves the runner up, and it'll bring up Dietrich. RBI double and hit by a pitch. Dietrich gets hit a lot. Well, 12 times tied for the National League lead. Danny Espinosa, Brandon Geyer of the Rays has been hit 15 times to lead the majors. Inning management here. They'll have a discussion.
Yeah, and part of this discussion, I'm sure, is how aggressive they're going to be with Dietrich if they fall behind him. You know, because of all the information at the disposal of coaches and all the time you referred to earlier that they put in strategizing, planning. I mean, they have so much more information now on the tendencies of opposing hitters. Those meetings at the mound have changed over the years. They used to be kind of pitching coach would saunter on out there and say something like, "Hey, stay back, go get him, trust your stuff." Now it's like, hey, start him two-seamer down and away, get ahead, finish with a slider in under his hands. If you fall behind him, don't give in.
Infield in. high, ball one. Mason goes to the rosin bag after that one got away. He just hit him again. 13 times Dietrich has been plunked.
Where's that elbow guard? I think it came in handy here.
Mattingly.
Well, he's going to make his way over to the Cubs bench, so apparently he's issuing warnings.
They're going to the headset for some reason.
Maybe he wants to see if Dietrich didn't make an effort to get out of the way of this pitch, or intentionally leaned into the pitch.
Almost over the plate.
I mean, he drifts to cover the outside part of the plate, but it looked to me like he made an effort to turn out of the way. But I mean, this is a situation where, as a hitter, there are times when you're up there, you know, quote unquote, willing to take one for the team. This would not be one of them. He's got a man on third base and one out. He's trying to drive that run home.
Okay, well, first and third, Echeverria the batter. He squares. It was not a suicide squeeze. So Stanton and Dietrich were not far off their respective bases.
Now Lenny Harris, third base coach, in to have a chat with Echeverria. Harry Hill trying to get a balk call there. Saw that called last year, didn't we, when Anthony was playing in for bunt?
Yes, I think we did. Ground ball to third. Go to second. Relay in time. Brian had to double pump to make sure Zobrist got to second. So for now, it's a 5-4-3 inning ender. And Don Mattingly is going to challenge the call at first.
Yeah, this could be a ball game here. Well, it's only the sixth inning. This is obviously a huge run. They decided not to put the safety squeeze on. Zobrist had a long way to go to get over there to cover the bag. Boy, it's awfully close. Great stretch.
Yep. Manager's challenge. Brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Looks like this one will be overturned.
If his foot is on the base there, it will be. It looks like it is. It's hard to tell for sure.
So the previous challenge was a Don Mattingly challenge. I guess they were saying that it was not a hit by pitch. Mattingly challenged it and it was overturned to a hit by pitch. So I don't know if the original call was that he didn't try to get out of the way. I thought it was odd that John Hirschbeck went over to talk to Mattingly.
I thought Hirschbeck signaled hit by pitch right away.
So our second manager's challenge of this inning. The first one was by Mattingly. This one by Don Mattingly as well. And he would not have had this one, I guess, if the first one had been overturned.
Yeah, Bryant made the right play there. You're playing for two, sharply hit ball. It's just the fact that Zobrist had to go so long to get to the base. It kind of interrupted the timing of the play a little bit, and yeah, the call has been overturned at first base.
So it's a 2-1 ball game. A replay looming large here in this sixth inning. Oh, is everybody safe? No. Dietrich's heading back to second. And I think just realized that no, you're out. It's the guy at first. So, getting a little greedy there. Chavarria gets an RBI out of it. Here was the hit batter earlier.
Yeah, there's no immediately called to hit by pitch. There's no disputing that.
But we got official word that Mattingly did challenge it. Mathis pops it up. This should end the inning as Russell makes the catch. And the Marlins have their second lead today. It's 2-1 after 6.
I think the official word is officially wrong.
Lead 2-1. The Cubs, by the way, challenged the slide rule after the call at first was reversed.
You know what? We need
crazy.
We need to give umpires microphones on the field so they can explain all these things, because there's nothing really. There's no really information given out about who was challenging and who was doing what.
So the Cubs are technically out of challenges.
So what did the Cubs challenge?
The slide rule.
Dietrich at second base?
Must have been.
Yeah.
Little swinging bunt. And Montero is out as Fernandez got off the mound quickly to make the play.
Shift on, and the second baseman out deep. If he can get that ball by Fernandez, he can get himself a base hit. If. Fernandez will empty the tank here in the 7th. This will be it for him in all likelihood. Pitch count and due to lead off the next inning.
Kyle Bearclaw. One and two.
Fernandez rather bull-like out there right now, snorting and stomping and throwing gas.
Called strike 3.
Our Benjamin Moore painting the corners, and the strikeout pitch for Fernandez on display here this afternoon.
One and 0 on Coughlin. Two and 0.
Well, go ahead and cheat on one, Chris. Get the head out. See if you can do some damage.
3 balls, no strikes.
Matt Caesar out on deck. What's going on here? What was that?
Ball 4.
Mathis wanted to put him on at one point, it looked like. Or maybe thought Fernandez wanted to, but at the 3-0, they decided not to challenge.
Hamill again, not the flash of Fernandez, but he's pitched extremely well here, and he's done. As Matt Caesar will bat for him.
Yeah, he did his piece. Took care of his business. Needs a little help.
2-out walk to Coughlin, and the pitch is a strike.
Caesar can handle velocity. That has become an increasingly more effective pitch for him as the afternoon has gone on. He's found that release point where he starts it right at the right-handed hitter's hip. They quit on it a little bit and breaks over the plate.
Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Fernandez with 13 strikeouts, and he has a 2-1 lead. ABC7 is being brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. By Insure on the Spot. Get your free 2-minute quote today at insureonthespot.com. By Volkswagen. And by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's Freaky Fresh, Freaky Fast. Let's take a look at the Ford upcoming schedule for the Chicago Cubs. 3 in Cincinnati, 2 night games and getaway day action on Wednesday before 4 in New York.
Arrieta, Lester, Hendricks will pitch in Cincinnati in that order. And for the Reds, it'll be Straley Dan, John Lamb, and the rookie Cody Reed.
This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Travis Wood is on, a left-hander. After Jason Hamill went 6, gave up 2 runs. So the bottom of the 6th was crazy. We had 3 manager challenges in that inning. So here's what we think we know. Okay. The call on the Dietrich hit by pitch, the original call, I guess John Hirschbeck, we think, thought it was foul. Don Mattingly challenged that the batter was hit by a pitch. The call was overturned. He maintained his challenge. Then the double play ball, batter runner was called out at first. Mattingly challenged. Runner was called safe. After that happened, Joe Maddon challenged the slide rule at second. That call was confirmed. Okay, so 3 challenges in 1/2 inning as Miguel Rojas swings and misses as he bats for Jose Fernandez. One other suggestion I would make, in addition to the umpires being mic'd up to tell us what's going on, and this has happened almost since replay started, JD. Base runners should do what the original call tells them to do. Okay, as Rojas swings and misses. So Dietrich, in my opinion, should have gone back to home plate until he was told to go to first. Now that may sound like I'm nitpicking, but I think we need to have, here's the original call, you're out or you're at the plate, instead of a guy standing at second going, no, I'm convinced I'm safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And only when they're told they're safe should they go back to the bag, because it does confuse us when we're looking at the field
Sure.
and we see a guy standing at first base.
Yeah, and the fans in the stands don't have monitors and replay. But Hirschbeck made no signal of a foul ball either. So I'm guessing it processed a little slowly for him as that play developed. He probably thought, well, I heard it sounded, because of the elbow guard, it might have sounded like a foul ball, might have sounded like it hit the bat, but he didn't signal a foul ball either.
Confused because the explanation we got was the original call was no hit by pitch when clearly it hit something. And I think we had a shot of Vic Carpazza at first base pointing. Yeah, see, he's going foul ball. He's going, no, it hit me. So that was the confusion, and that's a great catch by our guys downstairs. As Dietrich was like, what?
That'd be a rule that pitchers would embrace. Any hitter who gets hit in a guarded area on a pad, it's a foul ball. If you're going to pad up and dive to cover the outside corner, if I hit you on the pad, it's a foul ball or a do-over.
We've had a lot of people tweeting, well, the ball was a strike. Well, that had nothing to do with the replay. It was all about what did it hit, bat or player. Still 0-2 on Rojas.
Well, the good news is Fernandez is done. Saw bear claw up earlier, so he'll likely get the 8th.
Leadoff single for Rojas. Hey, Cub fans, if you miss any of today's action, ABC 7 will rebroadcast each one of its Cubs matchups on the Live Well Network. Today's encore, Cubs Marlins, will air in its entirety beginning at 7 p.m. on ABC 7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions. Yeah, Jose Fernandez came as advertised. He was really good.
Hopping out of the way of the pitch, still trying to bunt it. Tough to run on Travis Wood. I thought maybe Don Mattingly would think a hit and run here in this situation with Ichiro, such a good handler of the bat. Still may try that.
There's a strike.
Straight sacrifice mode there. Except for the part where you actually bunt at the ball. If I could do it all over again and I was 12 years old and I was playing baseball, I would do what Ichiro does before the pitch. I like his little routine here. A little move.
Yeah.
High marks for style.
Yep, foul tip. He strikes out. Heard two noises. John Hirschbeck made the call.
My empty trip for Ichiro. Kind of got caught in between as Don Mattingly asked him to get a bunt down. He didn't bunt at the second strike, and then a little half swing foul tip hung on to by Montero. Flashback. Barry Bonds wearing the orange and black.
Except for the little ocean blue accents on the number.
This may not be fair, but the body language of Barry there looks like he's kind of disinterested. rather be hitting than watching.
Ball one on Prado. So Fernandez with his 13th strikeout. This is his 62nd major league start. It is the 6th time he has struck out at least 13. 3 times previously had struck out 14.
You know, back in the day, it used to be common for pitchers in the All-Star game to work multiple innings, 3 innings, maybe even more, way back when. Contemplate the fate of the American League hitters if they had to deal with, like, Kershaw, Arrieta, and Fernandez in succession for 3 innings each. There's always good pitching in the All-Star game by definition, the best, but that's, I mean, that's. Tough stuff.
Ground ball. Nice snag by Bryant. Safe. Zobrist was not on the bag to get that high throw. And he could not get Prado either.
Hoping to get 2, you end up with none. Good call. And had to leave the base to go get it. And no chance to get it out there, so he takes a shot at first. Prado beats the wrap.
Technically does not have a challenge, but a 7th or later. He could make a suggestion. So John Hirschbeck talking to Don Mattingly about what? Here's Yelich. Bryant with an error. Play at second and a base hit. Rojas heading home. Hayward's throw. Safe. 3-1 Miami.
And once again, referring back to our keys to the game, we talked about tighten up, play a tight game, make no mistakes, open no doors. If you're up against an elite pitcher, the ability to get an out at second base leads to a run.
That'll be it for Travis Wood. This call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time. Here's Justin Grimm. More painting the corners. Jose Fernandez. It's not fair that he gets to paint the corners with the stuff he has, but he did.
Yeah, he can overpower you in the strike zone, but he also has the ability to make pitches, and that's why he's one of the elite pitchers in the game. And that slider just got better and better as the game went along to go along with that 97-mile-an-hour gas.
Brought to you by Benjamin Moore, paint like no other. Here's Justin Grimm. A couple of outs in the game yesterday.
Chip away at that ERA that had risen above 6.
Stanton, the batter, first and second, and a run in. And a strike. Esposito says just pitch to pitch. That's the approach with Justin Grimm. Don't want to think big picture here. I need 5 or 6 scoreless appearances to work on that ERA, but yeah, as a reliever, you have to think pitch by pitch because you do have one bad outing and the ERA moves quite a bit.
Yeah, you just have to, and that's the mindset that most of these guys take, is just turn the page and move on, whether you're going good or struggling. Yesterday is dead and gone. Tomorrow's out of sight. Fans in South Florida, they're not happy with that inside move. They do not like it here.
Swings, and the pitch bounced in front of the plate. 2-2.
Joe wanted to use Justin in some less stressful situations to try to get him back on track. This is fairly stressful. Still a winnable game. Couple men on base and Stanton in the batter's box.
Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, I don't know if that was so much of Stanton having a good eye or Stanton thinking about that curveball, not able to pull the trigger on the fastball.
He struck him out. Got him on the curve.
Yeah, good work here by Grimm and Montero against the dangerous Stanton. They went back to that curveball that they'd showed him 2 or 3 pitches prior. Barry saying, I'm going to chase that ball.
Moore has walked twice, fly to right, and scored a run. He's got a bloody knee as well. Third strike, 1-1. One and two.
Cheese at the knees.
Adam Warren back at AAA to get stretched out as a starter. 3 2/3 last night. 3 hits, 4 walks, gave up 2 runs for the I-Cubs. Still 1 and 2. Wide for a ball, 2 and 2. Starter Hamill, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, struck out 3.
Throughout this series, Bohr has just looked like a guy who's completely locked in the batter's box. Not that that last pitch was particularly close, but it's the way he's reacting to pitches. Struggling, you see a lot of check swings, you see some flinches.
First for Rizzo, and the inning is over. They add to their lead. It's 3-1 Miami late. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda comes the critically acclaimed film The BFG. Meet the Big Friendly Giant in theaters in IMAX 3D everywhere July 1st. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. There's David Phelps. Saved the first game of the series. This is his third appearance of the weekend.
Mr. Phelps 4-4 with a 241, on for the 38th time. Picked up 3 saves along the way. League hitting 204 against him. So he can punch you out as well. This would be a nice one to come back and steal.
Strike on Ben Zobrist. Second appearance in the series for Phelps. Top of the order here. Hayward and Bryant to follow. Line right at the first baseman, Rojas. He stayed in after pinch hitting.
That's just buzzard luck there. Can't hit it any harder than that. Instead of a leadoff double, it's an out. Yeah, Phelps got the save in the opener of the series. He allowed a couple hits and a walk, but no runs.
Hayward is 2 out of 3. Those at bats coming against the starter Fernandez. 2 of the Cubs' 4 hits off Fernandez.
Probably one of the only times all year where coming into a ball game the Cubs would have been considered the underdogs.
It's been a tough week. Cubs are trying to avoid a 1-6 week after they swept away the Pirates last weekend. With that big fast start gives you some padding in the division. 10 games going into the ball game today.
Yeah, I did a little research. The 1931 Philadelphia A's, a great team, won 107 ball games. They had a stretch where they lost 5 out of 6.
Hayward to deep right. Stanton makes a catch. Hayward gave it a ride, but for a loud out.
He should have about 7 hits in this series. He had 2 hits today. Mr. Phelps has given up a couple of rockets for outs. And Stanton playing deep, and it pays off. The great 1927 Yankees even endured a 4-game losing streak.
Bryant with 2 outs, nobody on. Breaking ball misses down for ball 1. Fastball strike that time. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Inning over. Bottom 8. 3-1 Marlins. Of the game. It was part of a very strange bottom of the 6th. Derek Dietrich appeared to get hit by a pitch. John Hirschbeck thought it might have been a foul ball. Don Mattingly challenged. They overturned it, said yes, in fact, he was hit by a pitch. It was part of the inning in which they took the lead. And that was a Hooters hot play of the game, brought to you by your Chicagoland Hooters, the original wing joint. 3 managers' challenges that half inning alone. And a strike from Grimm, who's still in there, 1-1.
You see why Dietrich gets hit a lot, the way he dives to cover the outside part of the plate.
One and 2. Grimm got the final 2 outs of the 7th. A.J. Ramos got the save last night. Has now converted 33 in a row. Tied for the longest in Marlins history, longest save streak. Shallow left. Contreras will have to play it on a bounce. Dietrich on all 4 times. That'll be it for Grimm. Spencer Patton is ready. And this call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time. 3-1 Miami.
Delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
28-year-old Spencer Patton, Illinois native, born in Urbana, went to South Central High in Farina, and then Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville.
Worked in the ball game last night. Allowed a couple of hits, 2 runs, 1 earned.
Wanted foul by Echeverria.
Spencer having a very nice year down at AAA. 8 saves and a 104 ERA. Posting big strikeout numbers. Echeverria showing bunt. Cubs might be anticipating a little run and hit there. They had Montero. Montero was set up way over in the left-handed batter's box.
Outside.
Instead of a pitch out, just call for a fastball away, so you don't tip your hand. Set up out there thinking that perhaps a play is on. That's exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, and he did. 1-2. Patton lists his hometown as Kinmundy, Illinois, about 90 minutes east of St. Louis. Did grow up a Cardinal fan, like Ben Zobrist, but they're Cubs now. Concepcion. It's Farina, Illinois, not Farina. My bad.
You say Farina, I say Farina.
Line drive center, and it's caught by Hayward. That's the first out. Bring up the catcher, Mathis. For 3. As he bats here in the 8th. Cubs will have Rizzo, Contreras, and Montero due in the 9th. In the air to right. Zobrist out, Coghlan in, and it'll be the right fielder. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Rojas a single and a run in the 7th in his first plate appearance. Came in for defense in the top of the 7th. One and two. Jose Fernandez is trying to get his 10th win. Coghlan will play that one on the hop. 1st and 3rd. Inning still alive. Rojas 2 for 2 off the bench.
Taking some pretty aggressive swings. Last night he came in the game in a double switch and ended up playing first base. Made a couple very good defensive plays. Another chance for Ichiro, who's 0 for 4 so far today.
Joe will make a change. Ichiro due. It's the call to the pen. It's brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time. see what he did in the minors before recently coming to the major leagues.
Yeah, did good work in the minor leagues. Had a 1.29 ERA, AA and AAA combined. Lefty with a good hook. Worked from the third base side of the rubber. It's one of those welcome to the big league moments for a young player facing a future Hall of Famer. Called up and made his debut on the 21st of this month.
So you got Dietrich at third, Rojas at first, and Ichiro the batter. Not a hit in 4 trips from the leadoff spot today. Third appearance for Concepcion, and here we go. Ball 1.
Ichiro with those contact skills, and not a whole lot of 0 for 5s on his resume. Conversely, I think he's had 7 5-hit games in his career. Good pitch. Got squeezed a little bit. Although I guess you could argue that Hirschbeck's been pretty consistent today. Borderline bottom of the knee strike has not been called very often.
And the bases are loaded. Prado at the plate. Indians beat the Tigers 9-3. That's a sweep. It's a 9-0 record for the Indians against the Tigers, and it's a 9-game winning streak for the AL Central leaders. Outside to Prado. One and one.
Banana Man is here every day.
Driven out into left center. Contreras chasing. Can't make the play. 3 runs will score. That is a bases clearing double for Martin Prado. 6-1.
You can see it, kind of the look on Joe Maddon's face of resignation after the walk to Suzuki. You know, he lost his advantage with his lefty on the mound, trying to massage his way through this inning. Prado put a very good swing on that one. Good effort by Contreras.
So 3 pitchers get dinged in terms of their ERA on that one swing. Grimm, Patton, and Concepcion. And charged with 1. And the curve strike on Yelich. Now it's 6-1. See if Don Mattingly will stick with his closer, even though it's no longer a save spot in the ninth.
I think he's got Ellington up.
Ryan Ellington,
right-hander who hit 100 miles per hour on the radar gun the other night. Speaks to the depth of this lineup that they're doing this damage without Ozuna, who's been out of action for a couple of days with that sore wrist. He's been their best player.
Three and two on Yelich. To the mound, knocked down by Concepcion, and we will head to the ninth. Pretty tall mountain now. The Cubs offense, they're down 5 with 3 outs to go. The all-new 2016 Mazda CX-9. Mazda, driving matters. And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Ryan Ellington is on with a 5-run lead.
7 from Fernandez, the starter. Phelps 1 scoreless, and now Ellington. Just for the 8th time here with the Marlins. 123 the earned run average. Mentioned when we had that shot of him out in the bullpen. He got up to 100 miles per hour with the fastball here the other night.
Chris Johnson first. Rojas moves over to second. There's Miguel. Rizzo muscles one out in the right center. Stanton can't quite get there, and it's a leadoff single.
Two-hit day for Anthony. Two innings on Friday for Ellington. He struck out 4.
The 0-1-2 Contreras is a strike. One and two. Montero on deck. And he got him. That's the first out. Rizzo will head to second, not holding him on, no steal, and a called strike. In my unofficial quick calculation, this will be the second losing week. We start each week on a Monday to make it easy, since the season started on a Monday. Cubs had a 2-4 week in May on that Milwaukee-San Francisco road trip. And right now staring at a 1-6 week. In the air to right. Stanton right on the edge of the track. Rizzo tagging, 2 outs.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. We've only had 2 losing weeks. You know, the old joke about the Cubs, of course, is anybody can have a bad century. So now this group, you know, they have a bad week and it's making headlines. Joe was asked about it after the ball game yesterday. Are you concerned? He said no. He said, you know, if we were at full strength, I might be a little concerned, but a little banged up right now. Trying to piece some things together, and even at full strength, that's just the nature of baseball. Even the best teams are going to run into some tough stretches.
We'll have at least a 9-game lead and maybe 10, depending on what happens in Seattle. As the Cubs will head to Cincinnati, and this will do it. Russell flies to Yelich, and the Marlins take 3 out of 4. And a team to be reckoned with in the National League East and in that wild card race. As we mentioned earlier this weekend, this is a franchise that has never won a division title. Well, you know, a nice offense, and they've got a great ace in Fernandez.
Yeah, I still think they're going to need to go out.